Hi, I'm the Collision Dispeller, and I'm here to talk about the remainder of these narcissistic traits and how they exhibited themselves among the people in my life. Okay, hypersensitive to criticism. Anybody that has lived with a narcissist knows one up close and personal, knows that if you even allude to something wrong with them, they will go ballistic or they'll get really quiet. They may fire back at you and criticize you. They don't handle criticism well at all. They don't even handle if you say you have a crumb on your shirt. Where? What are you talking about? I do not. You're just making that up. It's just like they get defensive about any type of criticism. Um, my ex-husband, if I said anything against him or what is perceived to be against him, which they have a lot of faulty perception. They always think somebody's out to get them. It seems they're very paranoid. A lot of them. Um, if I said anything like, I didn't like the way you did that. Well, why? What can you do it better? What did I do wrong? Come, show me. Just very defensive, snappy reactions. Um, then they fire back at you. Well, you're no better. You can't do it any better. Who do you think you are? You just think you're holier than thou. Just little comments like that. That's why if you write to me and you start with that type of attitude, oh, you just think you know everything. You just think you're holier than thou. You Christians, you just think you have the only way, and you know, you guys are a bunch of liars, and we don't believe in your God and whatever. I don't really care. That's your opinion. Someday we'll all know who was right and who was wrong. That's the way I look at it. I'm 45, almost 46. In August, I will be 46. I have a little bit of life left to live, and I want to enjoy that life. Life is too short to be hung up on your opinions of me. So, share on. I may X you out, or I might respond to you. I don't know. Depends on what I decide to do. But I'm not hypersensitive to criticism. I prefer that if you're going to accuse me of something, I'm guilty of it first. But if I'm not, I will tell you I'm not. I will defend myself to an extent to say, no, I didn't say that, or no, I don't feel that, and I'll give you a reason why. I may give you a few reasons why, but I'm not hypersensitive to where I'm going to bite your head off and label you this and that and retort in a negative way. I don't think I do. I don't try to be. If I have been, I ask your forgiveness because I'm not trying to be that way. That's not me. Um, let's see. So, I think the female narcissist is definitely hypersensitive to criticism, especially perceived criticism. I'll give you an example. When we were on Yahoo, I would type and type and type and type a whole bunch of things that God was doing in my life and whatever. If I said one thing like, yeah, and then I thought about what you had said the other day, all of a sudden she would type in, what do you mean what I said? If they even sense that you're questioning anything about them, you're suspicious, you don't trust them, then automatically they will jump up on the bandwagon and start attacking you back usually. And she'd attack me, say I didn't trust her, why was I with her ministry if I didn't believe in what they did, all that stuff. And I never said any of that. They put words in your mouth a lot. Okay, the next thing is they're impulsive. Oh yeah. My ex-husband was very impulsive, very, very impulsive. Very into porn. Could not wait to delay, gratification. Had a real hard time with that. If he wanted something, he had to have it. He could sometimes wait for things, but as far as impulsiveness goes, he, I don't know, he would make some snap decisions without thinking of consequences. Even after we broke up, he was sending money to people overseas, thinking that these people would marry him, come back and be his wife and whatever, and it turned out to be scams. And he did it more than once, so I'd say that was pretty impulsive. I have to be honest though, I tended to be very impulsive in my marriage. I would change my mind a lot. Very contrary type of person. One day I'd say to the kids, I'll take you to the park, and they'd say, I don't feel like it. And I regret those times because that was wrong. I taught them that they couldn't trust me. And so I do blame myself partially for the way that they turned out, the way they treat me now. I know I could have been better and more consistent in what I did. Honestly, I was in a marriage I just didn't know how to handle. I didn't know how to handle the idea and the thing that felt like truth to me that I would never have a guy that would hold me in his arms and tell me he loved me. I would never have a guy that was romantic and wined and dined me, danced with me, told other people I was a wonderful person. I really believed I would never have that guy. And with him, probably would never have that guy. He came here and told my fiance, I'm just not a romantic kind of guy. I don't show my feelings like most guys do. So he knows. It's not like he doesn't know how he is. But he doesn't intend on changing it either. He doesn't want to learn how to be more compassionate, more loving, how to feel those feelings. He's learned to stuff those feelings and not acknowledge them. So, you know, um, so that's why I got very impulsive. I changed my mind a lot. I couldn't figure out whether I was coming or going. I was very confused. Um, I needed medicine. I did go on some medicine for about a year, and it did help. So I'm not so impulsive anymore. I don't get up in the middle of something and just leave. No, I don't feel a need to shout out if I'm somewhere just suddenly like that, like I used to. So thank God for that. Anyway, lack of sense of humor. Yeah, I think a lot of times narcissists only think something's funny if they're the one talking about it. Sometimes you'll tell them a joke and they'll just kind of look at you like, yeah, and then they go on to their topic. So that's kind of disconcerting if you think that you're kind of a humorous person and other people find you humorous, but you're with a narcissist and they don't get it. Yeah, that's pretty common, and I say both cases for me. Um, Naive. Well, being that the narcissist is kind of stuck at a 6 or 7 year old child stage, I would have to say both of them were naive. Just the thought that we could become rich quick just because other people were doing it was kind of naive to me. The thought that children could heal themselves when they get hurt just because you read something or heard something on a documentary that some kids out in some other country did that, that is not true, that everybody can do that or it happens that way for everybody, so that's naive. Um, let's see, naive was thinking that our kids could raise themselves. He believed that we were raising young adults, and in a sense we were, but not in the sense that he could never bear to treat them like children and allow them to make mistakes and allow them to be kids without getting, you know, spanked, time out, grounded, and then he would go back on his grounding anyway, so they knew they could get away with stuff if they just, did whatever he said. Then he'd let up on the punishment. So he was kind of inconsistent in that way too, and naive. There wasn't a whole lot of balance in our marriage, and that made a huge difference in why, things didn't work out. As far as the female narcissist went, naive, yes. She had a type of personality that would come out that was, I called it the bebopper personality. She would put her hair in a ponytail and she'd just be like, hey, why don't we go out and party? Let's go out in the town, let's go and get something to eat, let's go. And it would just be like right after she was like super serious, she would put this ponytail up and all of a sudden she became this little girl or this teenager or whatever, and she'd get in her Jeep and we'd go down the road with her ponytail bopping in the wind, and she'd just be like, what do you think, girlie? Isn't that cool? You like this song? Let me put this one on for you. It's just like weird, really weird and disturbing. Something I had never seen before. Anyway, passive. Well, more like passive aggressive on both cases, where they would use other people to attack me. In my ex-husband's case, he used my daughter. So to this day, my daughter disdains me, uses her daughter as a weapon against me to hurt me. She'll say, well, if you say that, I'm going to not let you see your granddaughter, and, kind of like a pawn type thing. So yeah, that was kind of the passive-aggressive thing. She didn't used to attack me directly, but she would use things that hurt me to get to me. Still does. The narcissistic female used other people online to come and attack me, rub my nose and things, make me feel bad. So yeah, passive-aggressive is how I would describe them. As far as them being passive, they tried to stay in the background, so I'd say they were kind of passive in that way. Anyway, stay tuned. I'm going to tell you the last little bit of traits, and we'll be done with this topic. God bless you. See you soon.